Welcome to another episode of Behind the Badge. Today, we are excited to feature Jasvir Ginda, the Policy and Wellbeing Partner at Nottinghamshire Police. In this episode, Jasvir will delve into her dual role, starting with her work on crafting policies that guide and support Nottinghamshire Police. She'll also discuss her efforts in promoting officer and staff well-being, ensuring that those who serve our community are both healthy and supported. Join us as Jasvir provides a detailed look at how effective policies and dedicated well-being programs are essential to maintaining a strong and resilient police service. Welcome, Jasvir. When I looked at the job role, sounded very corporate to me. Would you tell me a little more about what this role entails? And before, I must tell the listeners and our viewers that I have already known from Jasvir that she has been working with Nottinghamshire Police for the last 17 years.
That's correct.
Yes. And have you been on this role for all this time? Or, I mean, obviously progressing, but were you in this department when you started or?
No, so I, like you said, I've been in the organisation. I've been working for Nottinghamshire for the last 17 years. When I started in a different department called Employee Relations. A lot of that was about positive action, again, trying to encourage our underrepresented community to join the organisation. And then from there, I've moved within policing and predominantly within HR, within human resources or personnel, in different roles, sort of undertaking promotions throughout all those different roles. So I've moved and I've supported lots of different departments, working with the police officer departments and police staff departments. So I've had a lot of movement within the organisation, to be honest.
All right. So if I go back and ask you more about your background, where did you start? So what was the motivation for joining Nottinghamshire Police, and how does your background look like when you look at it after 17 long years?
Yeah, it seems such a long time, 17 years, but clearly it's flown by. So I'm originally from Leicester, which is a very community-orientated, multicultural city. Grown up in there. Nottingham was my place of university, so I attended Nottingham University here. So I've always had a bit of an akin and a liking to Nottingham as a city. And in terms of then my workforce, my working career, I worked for public sector organisations predominantly, because my degree at Nottingham University was about the public sector. So I've always liked the idea of public service duty, giving to the public, working for the public, supporting the public. So, for example, I've worked in the NHS before as well, in Nottinghamshire. Then from there, I went into education, working in sort of frontline services, working with students. And from there, I went on to the police. So I've always had this thread of working for the public and supporting the public in public services, should I say, that then I suppose brought me to another sector of the public sector, another area of the public sector for the police, to be fair. So that's probably where my sort of interest came, really, in terms of serving the community, serving the public, making sure that, you know, our communities are kept safe and protected, because whilst I work for the organisation, I'm also a member of the community as well.
Exactly.
So it's important that, you know, my friends, families and colleagues are treated well by the police. And if I can shape that and help influence that, well then it's got to be a win-win on both sides.
May I ask, you were working with the NHS?
Yes.
Which is also an organisation which gives to the community, which serves the community. Then you worked as a teacher.
No, I wasn't. I worked in education. I worked in education. That was in reception, enrolment, student services, additional support. So it was in a support function. It was in a support function in the education sector.
So why did you move from there to police?
I've always liked the idea of big organisations. I find them quite exciting. Like I said, there's just something unique, I think, about the families within those big organisations. And I found the role. It was a part-time role which fitted at that point in with my lifestyle, provided me with work-life balance, and it was an opportunity for me to shape the organisation. So again, it was the pull of working for a different public sector and getting some different experience.
Right. So did you come up with, did you happen to suddenly find this role which was, which was just there, or did somebody refer you to it? Somebody told you about that?
No, I found it, to be fair. It was advertised, as a lot of our roles are on the internet, or, so it was something that I found, and it was, I originally came in working with the communities, to be fair. So in terms of improving, attraction, recruitment, retention, encouraging our members to join the organisation, I knew that obviously, and I know when it's visible that actually a lot of our frontline services aren't representative of our communities. So actually, it's important that we are, in order to deliver a good service. So it was an opportunity for me to shape that and encourage that. So that's what the role entailed. So it was about the role as well as working for a police service. It was the role that was quite exciting, and the pull, to be fair.
Yeah, sounds exciting to me too.
Yeah.
But how does your career look like after you joined Nottinghamshire Police? What does your career look like?
So my career, like I said, I came into the organisation part-time, and throughout my years in policing and throughout my years in HR, I've worked in different areas. So for example, I've worked with communities, I've done like positive action recruitment events, I've worked supporting our 999 call centres, I've worked supporting police officers in terms of a support function. So I'm in personnel or in HR, so it's a support function, providing the backbone, to be fair, to a lot of our officers and our police staff. I've worked at different levels within human resources. I've worked with different specialist areas across human resources. I've moved up the career ladder within human resources through going for interview promotions. There's always a lot of opportunities, to be fair. A lot of it is about what you want to do and what you like to do, and putting yourself forward for things, to have a go, not being afraid of having a go at doing different things. So it provides a lot of variety. My career has provided me with a lot of with a lot of variety, should I say.
Yeah, so you bring in a lot of experience, which does not have anything to do with police officers' job, meaning being a guard of the law and order of the land, yet you have been a great support system for running
Correct.
of the organization, and hence been a service to the community. Now, if we take the kind of roles that you have been in, how and why do you think it would be rewarding for any young person if they came into that role?
Okay, so for the roles that I've been, like we've just said, with almost like the backbone and the support structure to police officers, to allow police officers to do their job and encourage them and support them to do their job. So it does allow them, it supports them in making sure they're safe, making sure that they comply with our policies and procedures, and we're supporting them to do the right thing in the right way in order to serve the community, to serve members of their public, to be fair. So it helps them. It helps them massively. We help support them to deliver a good service, to be honest. It's a partnership, without police officers, you need police staff and police staff to deliver a good service. You can't have one without the other. It's almost like a marriage to a certain extent. You can't have one without the other.
Exactly so.
You need
exactly
two.
so. And we have been, in our other interviews, we have been discussing a lot about this, and it sounds to me that, as you have just mentioned, the backbone. Yes, you definitely are the backbone for the frontline people who are serving the community day in, day out.
Yeah.
Who are they getting the support from? So you are in the supporting line, and therefore my question that I had asked earlier, if you could give me a little more. I mean, this is for our young people who want to join the police, but have a very or I would say do not have a clear understanding of
Yeah.
exactly how it looks like or how it feels, or
Yeah.
how rewarding is it going to be
Okay.
being in the police.
Yeah. So for young people, I mean, I have young children myself. For young adults, should we say, policing and where I am in my career in the organisation, there are lots and lots of opportunities for individuals to come and join the organisation. It's part of a big family. So, you know, there's always people there to support you and look after you within your teams. It's very rare those independent working or silo working. You are working as a team. Like I said, you're as a family. So that's rewarding in itself. There's opportunities to learn and grow. I think that can be quite rewarding for individuals and, you know, really grow if they wish to within the organisation. See what different things are, see what different departments do. So when you're in the police, when you're in the police service, you get an opportunity to see what life's like. You read a lot on the intranet or internal pages in terms of what's happening in different areas of the organisation, what different departments do. And, you know, that makes that educates you, and you might think, actually, I like what they're doing. I'd like to try that. So, you know, you could find out about it and, you know, maybe get some skills to help you move into that direction. So it's very, very diverse in terms of its roles, to be fair. So when I think for young people, you know, it isn't always about what's on the TV. You know, it is exciting working in the front line, but also not even in the front line either. There's lots of reward, lots of variety. You know, you've helped shape an outcome, or you've helped shape an investigation, for example, for some of the roles, or you've enabled officers to deliver a good service, you know, support our members of the community. So it can be massively rewarding depending on where you want to go, what you want to do. You know, how interested you are in support services role as well as the frontline roles, to be fair. In support services, you've got from finance to business to HR, buying and selling, procurement. There's lots and lots of different departments in IT. So like I said, they all help the police officers to you know, deliver a really good service.
So if I was to summarize the entirety of it, it's a second home to you because everybody is very supportive. Second thing is you see growth, you see variety in it, and you are learning as you grow, and you have so much more opportunities.
You do.
So there's nothing called boredom when you're in policing, right? You can do whatever you're best at. You can progress in different directions, or you can go up the ladder.
You can,
if you wish. So that sounds really exciting. But having said that, there are certain things like a value system for an organization.
Yeah.
Now, what values of Nottinghamshire Police aligns with you as a person?
Yeah. So I'm very much, like I've said, I'm very much in the principle and the ethos of trying to deliver a very good service. Seva, as we would say in Sikhism, you know, seva for the community, making sure they're safe. There's a lot of opportunities in terms of actually ensuring that we treat people respectfully. You know, we trust people. There's the issues of trust and confidence that are part of our organisational values. We want to deliver a good service. We want to do the best for our people. Ultimately, you know, do the best for our people and help support them and keep them safe. So, you know, personally, as an individual, you want to be safe and happy and content in your world. Well, actually, that's what we want our community to be. We want our communities to be safe.
Yeah.
You know, so we're keen to obviously look after our communities, but in the organisation we have some really strong values in terms of integrity, honesty, respect, being genuine, authentic, you know, and they're core values that we try to uphold, that we then deliver into whatever role we do, whether we're at front office or back office. You know, we still make sure that we do things the right way, be honest, for the right reasons, you know, and ultimately it is all about serving the community.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, your role is that of a policy and wellbeing partner.
Correct.
So you're the best person to answer this. What should we understand when you say well-being within Nottinghamshire Police? And what kind of well-being support is being extended to young people when they join the service?
So well-being means lots of different things to lots of people. It can be many things. It can be about your physical well-being, your emotional well-being, your social well-being, your financial well-being. Well-being in its broadest sense obviously is looking after yourselves and making sure you're safe and happy and content. By being safe, happy, content, and motivated, then you're going to, that, fingers crossed, will translate into your job, into your role. So for police officers, if their well-being is looked after, you know, they're fit in terms of physically and emotionally fit, then we would, you know, fingers crossed, it'll translate into their frontline roles. In terms of well-being support for young people and all of our communities, there is a massive amount of well-being. So when individuals come into the organisation from a police staff or a police officer point of view, we probably bombard them, to be fair, with lots of information about well-being. We have information, we have resources, we have well-being support officers, so individuals that people can come and go and see and go and talk to if they're not sure about anything, or if they want some more information about well-being. We have intranet pages that are dedicated to well-being information. We have videos where people can look at videos and resources whenever it suits them. It's not just about when we want to put things on, because we know that the police service is a 24/7 service, and you know, not everybody can attend a meeting, say for example at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but we make sure that we have resources for them when it suits them, at a point it suits them as well. So we come and talk into our new officers or new police staff when they first come into the organisations. We come and talk to them, tell them about the information that's available, where they can access it. When they move into their roles as well, we have wellbeing champions. So we have individuals that are throughout the workforce that are there, where individuals can go and speak to. They've identified with like yellow lanyards, orange lanyards. So individuals can come and talk to them confidentially, privately, about any types of wellbeing type issues, no matter how small or how big, and either preferably signpost them in the right direction. We have a massive what we call an employee assistance scheme. So we have a scheme which we offer to all our officers and our staff, and where you can you can get counselling, you can get lots of GP notes, you can get some information, advice. That's available sort of 24/7 service. Again, it's confidential, it's anonymous for individuals to access. We have wellbeing dogs coming to the organisation. Yeah, so you know,
how does that work? That's so interesting.
Yeah, so we have wellbeing dogs that also go into the NHS, but we have two beautiful dogs. I think they're Labrador dogs that come into the organisation and will go around and meet individuals, meet colleagues in different departments. Almost provide that sort of momentarily that they're really cute, they're really cuddly. They're probably about this big, and they provide a good feel factor for individuals to, you know, and they come into different departments. Albeit, I get that not everybody is a dog lover, which is fine, which is absolutely fine. But for those that are, we have that offer as well. We go out as a wellbeing team. We will provide information. We provide lots of freebies to support. Like we'll have water bottles or mugs, or you know, just little things actually can really
that
make
matters,
that really things. Yeah, it's the small things that matter. That
I
make
was just
us feel.
about going to ask you about this. We were talking about emotional well-being. You have mentioned so much about the piece of the information that's there on, you know, on your websites or for the internal platforms that people can access at any point of time. Apart from that, like you mentioned, the dogs. What else can you mention? Which, I mean, this was so sweet. Anything else that is worth mentioning?
Yeah, wellbeing van that we take out to lots of different sites, because we're aware that actually, you know, we've got stations that are up north of Nottingham or south of Nottinghamshire, and like the headquarters is based in the middle. So we go out and see our workforce, and we go out and we might take, for example, we have an occupational health nurse or somebody from our occupational health that will come out with us, and they'll do like little mini health checks then and there. You know, check your blood pressure, maybe check your glucose. So you've got like almost like a mini health check, to be fair, you know, on site then and there. And we all know how difficult it is to get into our doctors. So, you know, that's another service that we offer.
So all that you're saying sounds very interesting to me. And that's kind of keeping everybody in the organization together, caring for their needs,
Yeah.
I would say. But what made you want to join the wellbeing team?
Okay, so I think, like we've said, looking at the well-being of our colleagues, our staff, is vitally important, because without having a motivated, a fit, physically and mentally healthy workforce, well, we can't deliver a service, to be fair. So to me personally, I'm really passionate about well-being and looking after yourself, and my own well-being. So therefore, I think it naturally aligns and translates to within my role, to be fair. So to join the wellbeing team, again, it was an opportunity to provide that added value, that feel-good factor, keep people safe, keep people motivated, keep people engaged, you know, in order for them to deliver a good service. And it was like, what's my contribution? How can I contribute to the bigger picture? Because we're all part of a small piece of this big, massive jigsaw puzzle. And, you know, that's part of my contribution, to be fair, I think, in terms of, you know, ensuring our workforce is fit, so we can provide a good service. So I'm keen. I like the things about physical eating, mental well-being, physical, emotional. I like all the different elements of well-being, because I'm quite passionate about looking after my own well-being. So it feels natural to actually promote it as well, because I can see the benefits individually and personally. Therefore, you know, I think it's good for the organisation. And like I said, it means different things to different people, and well-being can change for different people at different points of their life.
Yes.
But for young people, I think the culture of young people is that there is a lot more information about looking after yourselves, eating well, changing society. The habits have changed in society as well. Information has changed. There's much more information about well-being, and I think that is welcomed by our new recruits and our police staff as another added value and a perk to actually joining Nottinghamshire Police, because we're demonstrating that, look, you know, you're not just here to do a job, we're here to look after you as a whole person. It's not just about you coming in Monday, Friday, 9-5, but it's about you, and, you know, and all of you, to be fair.
Exactly. And I would imagine that sometimes certain incidents that police officers may have come across could do a lot mentally or physically. So what kind of process is followed in terms of well-being when some officers have gone through such an experience?
So you're right, absolutely. You know, policing is fantastic, but clearly there are some you know, there are times when it actually, you know, people may get hurt as a result of incidents from dealing with the community or members of the public. So in terms of wellbeing support, like I said before, there's a lot of immediate support available for people, for individuals, for officers or staff when they're dealing with such incidents. A lot of it is the then and there, in terms of support from their line managers. We have formal processes as well. We have specialists as well that individuals can go to and seek support and guidance should they need that specialist support, to be fair. We have our we have what we call our employees assistance scheme, which provides some of that specialist support as well. We have TRIM practitioners that deal with trauma, for example, that people can be referred to. We have counsellors as well for specialist posts, should people need that specialist support. We understand that different posts different roles with the organisation will need different supports at different times. You know, some might need it immediately, some might need it in 6 months' time, some might need it in 4 weeks' time. Because like we said, well-being is different to everybody, and how trauma or some of these incidents affect people will vary, because we're all different. So, but there will be support all the time. And and like our wellbeing support officers are there all the time for individuals wanting support. And if they don't know where to go to, they will signpost them, point them in the right direction for support, whether it be following a traumatic incident or any other aspect of wellbeing.
So I'm slightly intrigued. Now, how do you figure out who needs help and when? Is there some kind of a screening procedure, or do they voluntarily come to you and ask for help? What is the procedure?
It varies.
Okay.
The procedures are multifaceted. They vary from so for some specialist roles, we will have some specialist counselling, should we say, because we recognise that those roles that can be quite difficult. They might be exposed to some horrible things, so we will make sure that they are supported by some specialist counselling. Okay. That's made available to them for them to access, but we have support where individuals can volunteer as well. Absolutely, they can say, I need this support or I need that support. In terms of support, we have lots of support networks as well. Okay. So for example, we have a men's health group, we have one supporting women, we have one for maybe supporting underrepresented communities, so we have one supporting like LGBT plus community. So we have lots of different types of support networks which people can go to help, where people can go and seek support as well, and then be signposted in terms of well-being to other specialist networks. Or we have lots of allies as well that if individuals aren't sure where to go to, they'll be signposted in the right direction. There's always someone there to support. There's always some support, and like I said, whether it's straight after an incident or 6 months afterwards, whether it be work related or personal, that there is a lot of support within the organisation.
Wow. That gives me a little more clarity, and probably with same with our listeners and viewers, they get to understand a lot better now that you have also mentioned some of the kind of support that they can get, if the men's support, women's support, or if you're from a particular background, you get all that kind of support, which all matters a lot. Now, you're dealing with all these things. What does a normal day look like for you?
In my policy and wellbeing role,
yes.
It's quite varied. So, for example, in terms of wellbeing, I could be going out to support one of my colleagues in terms of doing like we call road shows. So it might be that we take out one of our wellbeing vans and we'll set up a stall for example, and provide lots of information and resources, and have an opportunity to engage and talk with our workforce. Tell them about what wellbeing offers is available, show us some information, show them resources, give them some freebies. Freebies always go down very well. Would be pens, pencils, or chocolates or sweets. They're always a good pull-in to talk to people. So I could be doing that. In my role, I could be writing a procedure. So, for example, I know recently we've had changes in terms of legislation that will be coming in. So, previously we've had some changes to legislation. So I could be revising a procedure. Making sure that it's fit for purpose, it meets the government, it meets our legislation, and it's correct to help our managers support their staff. So I could be writing a procedure, I could be doing some wellbeing initiatives. It depends really in terms of what I could be talking to somebody about a wellbeing issue. I could be talking to a member of staff or a colleague about how they've got a difficult query and they're not quite sure how to answer it. So I could be supporting some of my colleagues and giving them some advice and guidance. So within my role, there's challenges in every role, in every walk of life, to be fair. But in my role particularly, I wouldn't see it as challenges, to be fair. I think it's opportunities where actually you might get questioned about a particular policy, or you might come across an incident or a case where you haven't dealt with it before. And actually, it's about learning. It's about changing them around, actually thinking, well, then maybe this is a different way of writing something, or this is a different way of thinking something. So they're positive challenges, should I say, to be fair. They're not, they're helping us to grow, helping us learn, helping us to think about things in a different way, tackle things in a different way, to be honest. And I think that's quite exciting because it gives you that variety as well. And, it encourages you to think about things differently.
Okay, so it's about diversity. Why do you think it's important for Nottinghamshire Police to engage diverse workforce, young diverse workforce?
So having a young or having a workforce that's diverse is fantastically enriching, I think, because everyone's different. We're all unique. It'd be boring if we were all the same. You learn from people with having a diverse workforce, diverse minds. You know, you're open to different ways of thinking. It's just massively enriching, you know, to be open to change, open to listening, learning, and it encourages new ways of thinking. It might encourage us encourage us to develop a different policy or develop something different or provide a new product for our young people. You know, Nottinghamshire, the police is often seen as an authoritarian figure, but we need to work with our communities. We need to work in partnership. So we need to be able to understand our communities, whatever they are, young or old, or whatever background they are. So by having a diverse, it helps the organisation to understand them, understand some of the issues that they may be facing, and work with them to resolve some of those issues. So you've got a common understanding, and you're more stronger. You're more stronger, you know, and things, fingers crossed, will work out much more smoother, and relationships will be better, and the police can work with the communities, and communities can work with the police. It feels like a win-win.
Right. So if we take police officers and police staff separately, if I may ask, how much of diversity or diverse workforce are you seeing in the police staff area?
So within the police staff, diversity has massively increased over the years. Diversity in terms of its gender profile, its ethnicity profile, and all the other different types of groups. It has grown, it has changed, and it's constantly changing, constantly growing, and we're constantly encouraging that those differences and for members to come from our different communities from a different diverse workforce.
So is Nottinghamshire Police doing something specific or setting out some policies to bring in the diverse community representation?
Absolutely. We have lots of engagement types of activities that are undertaken undertaken by different departments, whether that be frontline police officers, your neighbourhood police officers, to, for example, our positive action coordinators, or our young or individuals working with our young cadets, or working in schools. So we do lots of different activities to encourage a diverse workforce right from a really young age, to be honest, telling them about the roles within the police, just so they can help break down some of those barriers, actually, that, you know, we are it's a good organisation to work for. It's a good organisation to work with. There's lots of activities going on at different levels within different departments of the organisation. It's just not one person. It's not one person's responsibility. It's everyone's responsibility to encourage a diverse workforce, to be fair.
Perfect. Going back to one particular point which was stuck in my mind for long, you had mentioned about coaching, that you also go out coaching. Now, we were talking about diversity, and if I bring the two words together, coaching a diverse workforce, how does it look like for you? What is new about it when you go out coaching now, or what is so rewarding about it?
So just touching on before, linking the diverse workforce to coaching. So in terms of diverse workforce, I'm part of a support network, a Black Police Association support network, and that represents all underrepresented communities from within the organisation. So in terms of encouraging our new officers or police staff members to come, we do lots of development types of activities. So for example, we will have a development day where we'll bring in inspirational speakers to come and talk to them. We'll do networking events, free lunches. It provides some motivation for new officers and all of our workforce to come together for a day and, you know, be with like minds, but also be with people that are not from those communities as well, that are our allies, that can help work with our community. So, you know, we find lots of new people coming to these development days, and it's really rewarding seeing these different faces, because that's showing that actually the work profile is changing, seeing new faces. If we kept seeing the same face all the time, you think actually we're not getting any new people coming in the organisation. But that's quite refreshing, to see new faces at these development days. You know, and that's quite rewarding. So that's one of the things that we push out when we have new young people coming into the organisation, in terms of the different support networks and what we can do to help them. And one of the things we talk about at the development days is coaching. So coaching is almost like working with individuals to help them resolve any issues or that they may want to talk about or they want to deal with, in a really supportive, anonymous, confidential type environment. Because sometimes you need someone to sound off to, or someone to listen to you or talk to, help you figure out things. And sometimes having that listening ear can be a really good way of doing that. So we have coaching, we have mentoring as well. So mentoring new individuals coming into the organisation can meet up and talk to other individuals, you know, within their area. We're trying to formalise some of these schemes. But for police officers, you know, we'll always, fingers crossed, have another person they can talk to. Within the BPA, it's made up of officers and staff at different roles and different ranks and from different departments. So if somebody wants to find out about what's happening in investigations, or in our public protection department, or in our finance department, and in any of our departments, in our scenes of crime department, we'll be able to signpost them and put them in the right direction, so they can go and find out a little bit more about that role, or what's life like in, you know, in the crime scene investigation area. So it gives an opportunity for individuals to actually have a look in, really, as well. So, you know, the Black Police Association provide lots of activities, from development days to coaching with force-wide, you know, is available in the organisation as well.
Which, according to you, because you have been there with Notts Police for 17 long years, in your experience, or if people have trained under you, or you did coaching for them, and then later on, once they were absorbed, they have been working in Notts Police for a long time, if you ever spoke to them again, what kind of reaction do you find? Which is more interesting, and why? Which area? Police officers' role, or even police staff's role has the rewards in it? How would you differentiate, or how would you portray it, the rewards for each?
I don't think you can. It's coaching in itself is rewarding. It doesn't matter whether you're a police officer or a police staff, and you don't have to be a police officer to coach a police officer, or a police staff to coach a police staff member. So it's rewarding in it, you know, irrelevant of whether they are, because it's not about me as a coach. You know, it's about what they get out of it, what they put into it is what they get out of it, and how it's helped shape them and shape their development or their growth. Or, you know, it's provided them with opportunities. It's shaped for some individuals, it's helped shape their careers. For some individuals, it's helped shape their day-to-day working life, to help, you know, shape how they talk to a manager, or how they conduct a meeting, or how they earn time management skills. So it's very personal to them, and it's personal to me. It's the feedback I get from them, that it's very rewarding. They feel you know, they feel a lot more lighter. They feel more they've growth, they've learnt. So for them, it's a positive experience in terms of moving them forward, but them finding out the solutions for them to move forward. For me, I think actually it's rewarding, because actually, you know, I've probably helped maybe shaped a tiny bit of them, you know, but it's not about me at the end of the day. But it is a very rewarding experience, should I say.
All right, that sounds very interesting. Is there a piece of advice you would want to give to young people, or whoever wants to join Notts Police? Would you advise them on doing certain specific things that would open the doors for them to enter into a career in Notts Police?
Yeah. So I think my advice would be to come and find out.
Okay.
Get in touch, and whether it be through the Positive Action team, or through a neighbourhood member, through a police officer, or through a neighbourhood team, or through one of our departments, or go onto the internet and come and tell us that you're interested, and we can come and talk. We can talk to you and tell you a little bit more about what's available and how to go about things, and we can help individuals, but we need to know that they are interested, and once we've got that interest, well, we can work with it and help them develop that interest even further into an area that they're interested in.
Right. You never have open days like unis, do you?
Well, we do, yeah. So
Okay.
Just recently at headquarters we had a open day for police staff opportunities. To be fair, at this time, it was so popular. There was far more people than we expected. Massively inundated. I was there myself, and for the whole evening we were just talking to different members of the community about different careers, different job roles, different careers in the police, and also lots about well-being, lots about the support services that we offer. There were lots of young people that attended, and actually they wanted to know about the wellbeing offer and all the support services that we offered, because I think, like I said, attitudes are changing, expectations are changing, and actually, so individuals do want to know about actually what's the other added value, in terms of their work-life balance or other things that the organisations can offer. And we can tell them about actually the roles that Notts Police offer, the types of work they offer, but also the types of support that we offer as well. So we're looking after the whole individual.
Perfect. You just mentioned work-life balance. What kind of work-life balance do you see while being in the department?
So for me, I've had a really good work-life balance throughout my career, where I've got I've got a really supportive line manager. We have certain times where we have almost what we call flexi time, so we can come within certain times in the morning, but we have to be in the organisation for core times. It is flexible, but you need to obviously work with your line managers. Some roles might not have so much flexibility, but that can be considered obviously in line with work demands and your line managers. But your supportive line managers, that's a massive positive. And that positive relationship with your line managers enables that work-life balance. We have lots of policies and procedures in terms of family-friendly policies to support work-life balance for individuals. But it can be rewarding and provides a work-life balance should individuals need it and when they need it.
Wow, that's also good to know. At the very end, because we are nearing the finish of this interview, how would you want the youngsters to look at? What picture would you want to portray of Notts Police as an insider, as a person being there for 17 years? What kind of picture do you want to show to them?
Clearly a positive picture.
Definitely.
Clearly a positive picture.
Some words that they will go away with.
Yeah, so I think it's fascinating, it's rewarding, it's empowering, it's exciting.
Definitely.
It's definitely exciting. It's family. It's like an extended family. You spend a lot of time at work, part of a bigger community. You're part of a bigger picture, really. You're part of the bigger picture.
Exactly.
And ultimately, obviously, you're serving our communities, keeping them safe is the bottom line, to be honest.
So you can be proud of yourself, you can be proud of the job you're doing, you're within an extended family of people, like-minded people. You have got support, you have got not just support, you have got a support network around you. So you feel safe, you feel confident, you have chance to grow.
You do.
And you're being supported in whatever you want to do. And as you heard her, there's enough balance. So it's a composite of everything that you need to be happy in work while you're working. And through your career, normally people start by 2022, when you are 22 years? I think in policing you can start earlier, as I was...
It depends what role you're starting. What police officer, yeah, it depends.
Yes. So, and you can be working here for 30, 35 years, and you definitely need to grow, you need to be content, you need to be happy around people, and it should be very rewarding and satisfying for you to keep carrying on. That you have been here for 17 years definitely tells the story. You don't have to elaborate on that. So coming from you, I think people can see what they can get if they wish to be a part of this organization and serve the community. Thank you, Jasvir, so very much for this interview. We definitely wanted to get a peek into what a day looks like in your role as a policy and well-being partner, and you have given us loads more information about how everyone can be supported who are working in the organization. So thank you very, very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. This brings us to the end of another episode of Behind the Badge, where we have explored the vital work of Jasvir Ginda, Policy and Wellbeing Partner at Nottinghamshire Police. A big thank you to Jasvir for sharing her insights into both the policymaking process and the importance of supporting officer and staff well-being. We hope this episode has shed light on how these crucial elements contribute to a healthy and effective police service. If you are interested in joining the police service or want to know more, please scan the QR code on screen to express your interest. If you have any questions or want to learn more about the organisation, visit nottinghamshire.police.uk or email careers@nots.police.uk. Don't miss our next episode of Behind the Badge for more inside stories from Nottinghamshire Police. I'm Anu. Stay safe and see you next time.